Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I would have loved to start this video, starting your week, starting this Monday morning, telling you that we already qualified to Champions League, that it was official, that it was mathematical. Unfortunately, the draw of yesterday against Roma 1-1 makes that we need to postpone it, we need to be more patient, and we need to try to do it on the field against the Salernitana. When I'm telling you trying to do it, it's not that easy. Because yes, Salernitana is already relegated. Yes, they are losing against everyone. But the problem is not Salernitana. The problem is Juventus. Juventus that is unable to win anymore. I don't remember when was the last time that we won. 14 points out of the last 14 games. 5th consecutive game, including the one of Coppa Italia, where Juventus is not able to win. And that's a big problem. We'll speak about that. But at the end of the video, we'll speak about faith. We'll speak about hope with one major, huge, big, fantastic news. Maximum of like if you didn't yet. Please continue to subscribe to the channel. We know it. 30,000 Juventini before the end of the season starts to be challenging even more than what I expected. But we are missing 650 Juventini of the world. I'm sure that I can count on you. And for the people that are a bit shy, that do not know what to say, whoever, whatever, tell me that you are here. Say hi Beppe, I am watching the video and I will be immensely grateful. We start immediately with a score of 1-1 of yesterday. Roma Juventus 1-1. We will analyze the game, but let's start first with the right side in small of Gazzetta dello Sport. Looks like it's not important. Looks like it's absolutely not important. Juve è quasi fatta. Juventus, it's nearly done, the qualification to Champions League. Champions is still open because Lazio, Roma, Atalanta, Bologna and Juventus, they are still open. Nothing is mathematical except of Inter and Milan, so they can still qualify. But yesterday draw, keeping the distance with Roma makes it now really easier for Juventus. We need, if Roma is able to win all their games, we need one win. Karim this morning wrote, Beppe, can you please explain, because it's a bit difficult, because both teams will be at 69. So how and what will happen? We have the advantage that we won against Roma 1-0 and we drew against Roma. So we have the head-to-head, scontro diretto. So if both teams finish at 69, the maximum of Roma and only 3 points of Juve, Juventus will go through. It's not even necessary to have the 3 points if Roma is not able to win the next 3 games. So that gives us really nearly a security to go in Champions League 24-25. Unfortunately, Giuntoli can't activate now at the moment the plan of Mercato. We can't. We have to be patient, and maybe it will happen on Sunday, 6 p.m. Italian time, when we play against Salernitana. Now, I've seen a lot of titles in my life. You know that 365 days a year, we are going towards the 3 big pages of Italy: Gazzetta, Tuttosport, Corriere dello Sport. So if you do 365 times 3, that's how many big, huge titles we are speaking about here on the channel every day. But the one of yesterday, or the one of this morning from Corriere, is a total disaster. It's a total disaster. I don't know. I don't know if someone that is at least watching one game of Premier League, of international football, will have the common sense to write something like that. I don't understand it. It's absolutely miles away from the reality. So what are they writing? Roba da Premier. Roma Juve pari bellissimo, ma aiuta più Max che Daniele De Rossi. It was a Premier League kind of game, feeling of Premier League. The draw of yesterday between Roma and Juve was fantastic, was beautiful. But it's helping more Max than Daniele De Rossi. So yes, it's true, it's helping more Max than De Rossi. But it was absolutely not the most beautiful draw I ever saw in my life. It was absolutely not a Premier style game. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. The one against Juve Milan from last week was a game where both teams at a certain moment they settled and they said, who's taking the initiative? You? No. Me? No. We don't care. A draw is good for everyone. Where yesterday it's true that both teams were looking for a victory because they knew that it was important. They both, especially Juve, woke up in understanding that they needed to equalize and maybe even to win the game to close it. It's true that in certain moments of the game, we were going from the left side to the right side, from the right side to the left side, taking more defensive risk, a bit like Premier League. Because in Premier League, I already told you, the most entertaining one, the most fun one, especially as a neutral, you are not bored. You are really enjoying boom, boom, boom. But then me as Beppe, I'm always saying, what are they doing? It's a total disaster. There is absolutely no balance. They play, they go, and I would go totally crazy in a game like that if I was supporting a team like that. Fun, entertaining, great, but like this, you are losing a lot of points. It's a total disaster. Now, that being said, if there was something that I really love, really appreciate, and we can't hide it, is the fact that in Premier League they are playing with intensity, with pace for 90, even for 100 minutes with the same tempo, velocity, they're super fast, and combining the three, they are able to maintain a level of pass accuracy that is just incredible. The game of yesterday, we didn't see that intensity for 90 minutes. We didn't see that pace for 90 minutes. Sometimes Roma was a bit more tired. Logically, they played Europa League. Sometimes it was Juventus. Not logically, because we had a 1 week to rest that was tired. Sometimes Juventus was going up and then they came back. It was not always thinking offensively. Same for Roma. At certain moments you saw a bit of ball management to rest. And especially from the moment that we accelerated, both teams, we were absolutely not precise anymore. We were not accurate anymore. So don't compare it to a Premier League game, please. Yes, it's true, Sviar was the man of the match, and probably on points Juventus would have deserved to win the game of yesterday. Sviar, fantastic yesterday, even better than a prime Buffon edition. Fantastic goalkeeper, future of Serbia, congratulations to him. But guys, it was not a fantastic game in a lot of aspects from Juventus. Yes, we tried a bit better, but it was not the most fantastic game ever. Look at tactical, we will go fast through it. First half, unorganized with 4 men in vertical on the left side. That's where we are touching the ball. Federico Chiesa, Adrien Rabiot, Cambiaso, and Danilo, with a slightly a bit more on the right side, Bremer, but not even centrally, more on the left side. And then you see 5 men on the right side, where there is nobody in the middle. There is nobody in the middle. Second half, a bit more structured, especially after when Kostic entered, and tactically it looked more like we have a plan, we know what to do. Unfortunately, individually, especially a man like Kostic was a total disaster. When he entered, that partnership with Danilo created so much trouble. I hope that we don't have to see them again together. I hope so, especially not in Coppa Italia. And pay attention, because we have good news for Coppa Italia. I hope so, because yesterday was really, really bad. It was totally correct to change Weah because of the referee that was even worse than the worst player on the field. But Kostic is entering, is creating chaos there. And it's a huge, big pity. Then, if you're speaking about our midfield, I told you, a bit more structure, but our midfield was invisible, was absent. First half. Our best midfielder, top 3, in terms of ball touch. First one, Danilo, 29, 27 for Gatti. Our first midfielder is Locatelli with 24. Missing a lot, 73% accuracy, disaster. Not better in the second half, 53, that's the max that he did. And there is a gap with Danilo, 83. Danilo, yesterday, he touched 83 balls. Locatelli, that should be the brain, 53. Adrien, 50. That's it. Guys, what are we speaking about? And when you are looking the heat maps, it's clear the intentions of yesterday. First half, second half. First half, second half. Watch them. There is absolutely no midfield. We don't play. The intention of yesterday was, okay, Chiesa is in top form. It's the Chiesa of 21, 22. It's the Chiesa, the fantastic Chiesa of Europeo. Let's play with him. Let's find him. So all the balls went from Danilo's foot going to the left side. Looking for Chiesa. Unorganized Juventus first half. Individual huge mistake in the second half where we dropped all of them. And Roma because of Dybala going out, and Juventus in terms of touches, in terms of precision. Yes, it was from one side to the other, but it was not perfect at all. It was not perfect at all. Juventus, I can tell you, that is absolutely not consistent, but in nothing. In some choices of the coach, why subbing out Federico Chiesa? Why waiting so long before changing Vlahovic? But also in other games, sometimes you play with Kostic, sometimes you don't play with Kostic. You trust him or you don't trust him. If, like we saw yesterday, you don't trust him, then you need to continue to insist with Cambiaso on the left. Do you trust in Weah or you don't trust in Weah? Why did you wait until really match day 34 to start playing Weah on that right side, where against Milan he delivered yesterday, except that he needed to be changed because of the referee. He delivered again, not a Weah alla Quadrado in his prime with all these assists, Sarri, Pirlo time. But yesterday was a good Weah. Why waiting so long to see them? A Juventus is inconsistent in way of playing, choice of coaches, but also in individuals. You never know which one will show up. And not only from one game to the other, also in the same game. Rabiot, fantastic, physical, recuperating balls, doing a lot of dirty work. 10 minutes later, he's able to miss the most simple pass on earth. It's crazy. It's crazy. Danilo is able to save a ball on the line, and then he's creating disaster there on his left side. But also in a season, Dusan Vlahovic at a certain moment is the best striker of the world. 2024, fantastic, and then he goes. And then he missed that tap in, that is that close at the second minute of the game, and he's leaving the game mentally. Federico Chiesa, that yesterday was the man of the game. The best. Federico Chiesa, Pirlo version. Huh? How many times did we see that Chiesa? How many times did we see that? A Juventus is totally inconsistent. You don't know which one will show up. And not only in terms of way of playing, but also in terms of behavior. Sometimes you don't know if Juventus really understood how critical the situation was. Yesterday they did. Milan they didn't. Torino they didn't. Cagliari probably too late. And then you have one of the possible also explanations of a season. Not an excuse, but controversial words yesterday, again, post-game from Max Allegri. I told you it would have been a long season. Because at a certain moment he said, yes, we have some regrets, especially after our first losses, when our main objective, the Scudetto, was officially gone. When we understood it, we couldn't go up. I'm not pissed off with the guys that always gave the best. But at a certain moment, it's true that the team in terms of quantity was a bit short, because until January we always played with the same midfield, Rabiot, Locatelli and Weston McKennie, and they gave everything what they had, and it was even working. At a certain moment that objective was gone, mentally we dropped, but also the performances of our midfielders was dropping. He didn't mention a name, but it's clear. The first part and second half of Locatelli, the last games of Weston McKennie, also Rabiot, the three of them, boom, they dropped a lot. Why? Because they were playing with nerves, with grinta, with positivity in the beginning, and when it was gone, they dropped. We don't know. But also, one of the things that is sure is that we missed Pogba and Fagioli. And a lot of people will start saying, he's looking for excuses. That typical Max. No. And here I defend Max Allegri. If he really wanted to use it as an excuse, he would have said it, or at least if I was Max Allegri, probably I would have used that excuse if I wanted to on the 1st of February, when the management didn't change them. I always told you here on the channel, I will never be pissed off with Max or with Juventus in terms of creativity this season, or in terms of this, or that, because if you have a Pogba because of his own mistakes and Fagioli because of his own mistake that were bent because of their self when the Mercato was already closed, what can Juventus do? And when you miss a Pogba that in 30 minutes can really make the difference, if you miss the Fagioli that should have been the year of Fagioli, what can you do? It's difficult. But I will be, in a way, a bit disappointed if Juventus management is not going on the market to replace at least one of them in the winter, which we didn't do. And for the very first time, he's saying something. It's true. With a Pogba, with a Fagioli, probably that second part of the season would have been different. Can we blame him? No. Is he looking at the excuse? No, because he's telling us that it's because of us. Mental. That's the problem. We dropped and we never get up from it. Not an excuse, a reality according to me, but, and that's something that will not change, 14 points in the last 14 games, we can't justify it. Whatever. Drop of McKennie, Locatelli, Rabiot, not having Pogba, not having Fagioli, Federico Chiesa, inconsistency, Vlahovic sometimes is going out of the game. Who cares? 14 points in the last 14 games is absolutely not something that we can justify. And that's why we need to do much better. And that's why I believe that decisions are already taken for the end of the season. Now, I finish with two topics, the same, but a change. There is change. I feel change. A positive change. First, with Federico Chiesa. Finally, we saw the Chiesa that we all fell in love with. Finally, we saw the Chiesa that my sonny asked me to buy last season. Not one, not 2, but the 3 shirts of Juventus, home, away, and third, stamping only Chiesa, 777, and we win. Yesterday we saw that. That post is still screaming, eh? Fantastic performance, and I'm happy. I'm happy about that, and it gives me faith and it gives me hope for the remaining 4 games of the season. That's the title of Tutto Sport. Fede e speranza, faith and hope. Yes, this Chiesa. Of course, I regret and I'm pissed off that we didn't see it earlier. But let's forget about it. Let's focus on the next 4 games with this Federico Chiesa. Also, first, Salernitana, and then secondly, the Coppa Italia. Why faith and hope? Because Chiesa, I don't know if you remember, but he already decided that game. That Coppa Italia with Juventus. He won it. He knows how to win that Coppa Italia. And he decided that game against who? Against Atalanta, because it was the last games of Pirlo, I believe. Kulusevski first, Malinowski, and he, Federico Chiesa, is scoring the winning goal. And that's why I have with this Chiesa a lot of faith, a lot of hope. And then also, and that's the very last one, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I start feeling the change in communication. Yesterday, Giuntoli, in front of the microphones before the games, he's saying, for us, Juventini, reminding that 5th of May, especially here in Roma, is always beautiful. Is always giving us a nice feeling. Guys, at a certain moment, we need to show that Juventinità. It will not solve us a game. We didn't win. It will not solve a lot of things. It's just words. But these words are getting me closer. Closer to someone that understands what is Juventus. The past, the present, and I hope also the future. These are important. And also, it's already the 2nd week where he's going with good words, with big words. Do you remember last week when he said about the VAR, we are the only team that never benefited any VAR decision. We don't speak, but it's clear to everyone, it's evident a turnaround in the communication. Yesterday, with Juventus words. The last week, with not that much Juventus style, but finally going in front and saying what all of us Juventini are thinking about what happened. And I'm really happy. That was it. Fede e speranza. Faith and hope. Maximum of like if you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza. Juve.